to life, back to reality, right? Hey y'all, what's up? What's up? We back to reality now. All that's over with, right? It's done and over with. So we about to get it pop-a-tin. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's pop-a-tin? Hey, listen. It's time for you to live a life of abundance. It's time, literally. Like I think we've been doing it wrong the whole time. It's time to really live in abundance. Like the things that we see in our own personal lives, yeah, that may be good, but it can be better. Okay? It get gooder and gooder and gooder. Shalom. How are you? Happy holidays. So yeah, we got that over with. All of that. And happy New Year's to y'all too. But we're gonna get back to a life of focusing on a life of abundance, right? And the things that we attract in our life is really coming from a place of lack, if we think about it. The words that we choose to speak out of our mouth determines if a situation is life or death, right? The affirmations that we speak, it can make a determination of life or death, because what happens is if we're manifesting something from a place as if we don't have it, that's telling it God that we don't have it, right, already. So get back to being who we are really designed to be as well. I was thinking about how our ancestors were really fighting for freedom, right? Even if I just go back to the early 1900s, our families were fighting for freedom because they wanted balance. They didn't want to be stressed out. They didn't want to be away from their family. They didn't want to be out working all day. So technology came about because these people wanted something much simpler, right? They wanted to simplify it. But here today, fast forward, we've gotten to a place where even the simple things have gotten to be complicated, and it's stressing the people out a little bit, you know? So we don't need to be operating from a place of stress either. Like, we really supposed to be, hey, happy birthday. We're really supposed to be in a place of stress free, right? Stress is really harmful to the body. It is the cause of the top five of the world, okay? So, hey, hey. So we really got to get back to a life of abundance through living a simplified life, right? We always think that the more that we have, the more that it means that we're successful, or the more that it means that we're abundant. No, that's not what it means. That's the more you are stressed, right? That's more stress on yourself, because less is really more, right? Get back to simplifying. Just like if you want to live a minimalist lifestyle, get back to the simple things. We don't need all of the material possessions to make us feel like we're abundant, right? Because the abundance, when we're stressed out thinking of our ancestors and we're going to work jobs, we're going to the work field, right? That's what it is now. It ain't no longer the regular field, it's the work field. We're going to the workforce, and we stressing ourselves out with bills, and not having enough time for ourselves, for our family, not being able to put ourselves first and really grow or love on ourselves the way that we need to, because we're too busy stressed out over maintaining lifestyles that don't even serve us, right? So when the lifestyle don't even serve us, then we overwhelm ourselves, and at that point it comes to a point where you be like, what am I doing this for? What is the benefit? Is it because you don't want to make yourself look bad? You know, because baby, listen, when you get stressed out and when you get tired of being overwhelmed with the mundane things, it's gonna all fall down, right? And when it all when it all falls down, right? Because the thing is your spiritual abundance is what brings in things into the physical reality. So you have to go into the spirit realm and operate in the spirit for your abundance, for your prosperity, for your success, whatever it is that you're looking to attain in your life. The abundance doesn't come in the physical form from material possessions. It is a result of you going into the spiritual aspect and bringing it into the physical, but not from a place of lack, because that place of lack is going to keep you stressed, tired, depressed, depleted. It's going to have you overwhelmed, and you can't even think about being a good vessel for someone else, let alone for yourself. So, we just got to get back to the place of simplicity, focusing in on the simple things. If it's overcomplicated, I don't want it. Plain and simple, straight, concise, to the point. That's exactly how we supposed to be operating. Get straight to the point. Keep things as simple as possible, because when you start overthinking, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start over complicating things. And that's when you choose not to do anything at all, because it gets so overwhelming, right? But thinking back to our ancestors and how they fought so hard to get to a place of freedom, having time freedom, having mental freedom, because think about it, working out in the field all day, every day, and a woman at home by herself taking care of these kids, the house, and at the end of the day, when it's time for the two to come together, they too tired. They're not showing enough of each other enough attention, because the time that's spent away and the energy that's being used in the process. So, as they were looking to find a way to create financial freedom, it's our job now, today, to use technology to your benefit, so that you're not continuously stressing and burdening yourself out to maintain the things that you have. A lot of the material possessions that we have today is not even what they had then. Like, they had land, they had resources, right? We have liabilities. We have things that diminish in value immediately as soon as you purchase it. So get back to the place of simplicity. The personas that we're holding up, take the mask off. It's no longer needed. And get into the spirit realm. That way you can be a good vessel to be used by God, because we don't know what way the world is turning, as the world turns, right? But we don't know what way the world is going. And God has put so many ideas and creative things inside of you. Like, do you know how many creative ideas that you get every single day? If you choose to dwell on it, like, I don't know which thought you're choosing to dwell on, but those creative thoughts, they come to you. And it's because he knows that you can fulfill that job. Whatever the outcome is, whatever the vision is that you have, that God gives you, God knows that you can fulfill it if you live to your fullest potential. If you actually try to do your best, don't try to do it. If you actually do your best, give it your all. Don't give yourself a little bit, or give God a little bit and then give the world a lot or everything else and deplete yourself. No, this ain't the time to deplete you to serve others. This is the time to fill your own cup up, because you don't know how you'll be used in God's realm, to help his people. And in the process, what he does is he blesses you or favors you with the material things in the abundance that you desire and seek. And it's going to be without stress. Like, it's going to be, just let it go. Let it be whatever it's going to be, right? Whatever life is going to be, let it be. Whatever comes to you, just let it go, right? Let it all work out. Let it all work itself out. Your job is to be the best version of yourself. And that's the main thing. Keeping things simple, keeping your mind clutter free, keeping your environment clutter free, keeping everything about God. You know what I mean? Keeping everything about positivity. Because when you're in a positive aspect, that's a higher vibration that you're operating on. And when you operate on higher vibrations, now you can tune in to the creativeness that God gives you. Love is the highest frequency. Hey, love. But how can you really love anything, love life, love what you have, appreciate what you have if you're stressed out? We're not designed for that. We're tearing our bodies apart. We're tearing our bodies down. And, I see kind of where the change done took place at, because I was thinking about, what was it, the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, when they started moving up north, when the family started moving up north to go to the big cities to get these jobs and things like that. Going to those big cities to get the jobs and get away from everything, it was necessary for them for that specific time, because they were trying to get away from things that they perceived to be not for them in the South. But now we're at a place where we got to get back to nature. Nature. When you living in a big city, you're not close to nature at all. I don't know about y'all, but when I lived in a big city, it was like they started taking the trees down, and they put the fake trees up, or the little baby trees that couldn't give you enough oxygen to breathe and think and clear out your head, right? That you have a lot of buildings in the city where you have like all these apartments, but you don't have enough greenery. You don't have a place where you could go outside and take your shoes off and get in the grass. You got to go find somewhere. You got to go to water, or to a park or something, just to even get to it. The air is polluted. You got big old trucks that's riding through cities that's really like throwing off all kind of fumes and stuff. It's messing with your breathing. You're supposed to be able to go outside and breathe in fresh air. When I was younger, it was this man. He was an older man at the time. He was like old in my 20s. And he was like, "You want to live a little longer?" I'm like, yeah, I guess, yeah. He was like, "We'll live in the country and visit the city." And that stuck with me. And I'm like, okay. But, when you're young, you want to be in the city. You want to be amongst everything. You don't want to be in no country. What the heck? So it doesn't sound good then, but I kept it with me because it sounds logical. And that's what I'm saying today. Like, living in the city and living in the country and visiting the city is needed, because you need to recharge you. You need to recharge yourself. That's where a lot of sicknesses and diseasements come from, because we're not properly recharging and connecting to the earth. That's our natural ability to be able to heal ourselves. We're not getting outside, getting enough vitamin D for whatever reason. Vitamin D, that's it. A, they got A. Do they got B? C? D? E, F, G. How long have you been living away from the city life? Well, I ain't in no country or anything. I ain't in the country now. Hold on, wait a minute. I ain't in the country. If you thinking about riding down that long 1-lane road on each side, and ain't no street lights and all of that now. Oh, hold on now. I ain't got no farm and no animals now. Now in the major cities, yeah, that's kind of not good. And if you live in there and you got to live there, that's okay. The thing is just you gonna have to make sure you find the time to go to a place where you can actually ground yourself and recharge you in order to do it. And I think that's why a lot of people that live in like countrysides or what have you, they travel to the cities to go to work, because they get a chance to breathe in that fresh air when they go home. They get a chance to experience a stress-free lifestyle. Think about, even if you at home in the city, and you hear so much noise, and the background noise, subconsciously that's being planted into you. It's keeping your body like, because you on alert. You keep hearing car horns beeping. You keep hearing sirens. You hear a bunch of noise. And once you move to a suburb, like when I first moved out of the city, I was scared because it was too quiet. I wasn't used to that. I had to get adjusted to a new environment, because that's really what we supposed to be experiencing, right? That's what we supposed to be at in order to get to that place of abundance. We can't be in fight or flight mode all the time, body always on defense, and we trying to our body is steady pushing out cortisol and adrenaline, and we can't think straight. Think about it. When you're in fight or flight mode and you're always on edge, you're not thinking properly. You're not making decisions. You're reacting. We're not supposed to be reacting. We're supposed to be reflecting. Reacting is when we got to hurry up and make a decision because you in fear. And fear ain't a God. Fear ain't, it's like the lowest vibration that you can even operate on. And that's a lot of times where we try to do our manifesting from when we want things out of life. It be from a place of fear, a place of lack, thinking that we're going to go without or thinking that we're not good enough because we don't have something. No, speak as if you already have it. Speak as if it's already yours. You are designed to live a life of this. You got to stop playing with yourself now and be serious with yourself. Take yourself serious. As much as we decide to put other people first and do things for other people, put you first for a change. It's going to make you feel real good. If you have to put yourself first by doing different things for yourself, spending time alone, listen, go in complete solitude. 15 minutes, that's all you need. 15 minutes of complete solitude. No phone, no TV, no radio, no noise. I mean, if y'all want to listen to them little frequency noises or whatever, y'all can, but take that out too, because you want to be able to think clearly and process and reflect on your thoughts, not react. You want to reflect on your day. You want to be able to process this stuff so it's not constantly going through your head, running through your head. Think about it. If you see somebody and they're in a rush and they be like, oh, hey, how you doing? And they hurry up and walk away. That energy didn't die. It transferred to you. And you unconsciously went to the next person and that energy exuded into the next person. Right? So you have to learn how to keep yourself at a place where it don't even affect you. What other people do, it can't affect you, right? So keep yourself grounded, y'all. Keep a life that's simple. Get out of the place of lack. Focus on the things that you already have through gratitude. Turn off the TV. The TV, the media, the news, all of that stuff that y'all keep looking at, breaking news and stuff like that, it's keeping y'all in fear. Yes, it's hard for the mind to rest when there's a lot of noise around you. Exactly. It's hard. But you got to cut out all distractions. You have to first become aware of what you're even doing to yourself, because a lot of times we do things and we don't even realize what we're doing to ourselves. We don't realize what we say about ourselves. We don't even realize how we speak, if it's negative or positive. What we push off onto others, we have to ask ourselves every day, am I apple cider or apple cider vinegar? So, it's once you give to you, then you'll be able to be great for other people. We have to be the change that we want to be. We have to be the change that we desire. And honestly speaking, I think our ancestors came a great ways from where they started out from. But now it's up for us to continue that legacy and really take us back to that place of freedom, where we're not stressed out, where we're not looking forward to the American dream, so to speak, right? Or is it a nightmare? But we're not looking forward to fulfilling that American dream because we're satisfied on the inside of us. We're happy and complete, and we feel whole on the inside of us. So that means nothing on the outside can penetrate you to even try to get your attention to the point where you're like, I want that. Why I ain't got that? No, because you already know you have everything inside of you. God has given it to you, but you have to bring it out. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I ain't supposed to tell, but I'm going to share a little secret with y'all. Come here. Don't tell nobody, okay? I was playing with the baby's dollhouse. Don't tell her, okay? Don't tell her I told y'all. I was playing with the dollhouse. Why? Because I felt like playing with it. I wanted to stage the little furniture and all of that stuff and put it together. And so while I'm staging it and put it together, I'm like, Dad, I do this all the time in my own space. You know what I mean? In my home. I always change. I will be quick to change a room around. And it just made me think of how doing something just that simple puts us in a creative mindset because you're free from the stressors of life. And God says He wants us to come to Him in a childlike mentality. He wants us to operate as a child. They are carefree, they are stress free. It is the adults in their lives that put the standards and the stressors of life on children. They free. They just want to play, have fun. They have no sense of time. They don't care what time it is. I just want to have fun. I'm up and I want to do this and I want to live life to the fullest. And they are very abundant because they operate in such a manner, right? They are very abundant. And if you think about it, us as adults, we still do things as a child do sometimes. We might want to tell a joke. We might want to play a trick on somebody. We might want to do some, whatever it is that you want to do. You might want to go color. You might want to go draw some, use your creative juices, but activate your creativity out of that. Okay? And once I started playing with that dollhouse, I started realizing like, okay, things started making sense. Like the dots started connecting. So since I was a little girl, I always had this dream every once in a while of me walking inside a people's house just to see what it looked like on the inside. Yeah, I'm nosy, y'all. I'm very nosy. It was like, and so the thought was like, as I got older, I'm like, am I trying to be an inspector? And I'm like, I don't want to be no inspector. I just want to look inside of people's house and I want to see what the inside looked like. Because I remember as a child, my mom used to go through these really nice neighborhoods that had glass houses and you could see through their whole first floor. And it was just so nice. Hey, it was just so nice on the inside. And so that dreaming and then dreaming about people's houses from where I came from the hood, I'm like, I want to know what's on the inside of their house because I want to fix it. I just wanted to fix it. And so um, as I got older, once I got into real estate, taking the real estate classes, I started seeing how people became stagers and stuff and how staging homes really was like my thing. I was like, oh, this is real nice because you get to stage the home so that people can get an idea of how their furniture is going to fit into like a model suite or what have you, right? And so it just brought me back to that place of that's where these creative juices initiate from you being in that childlike energy, that childlike space where you are sitting there and allowing yourself to be free from your own thoughts, free from your mental imprisonment, free from everything that's keeping you focused on the earthly realm, the physical side of life versus thinking on the good things, the spiritual side, right? The peace, the love, the joy. So when we start getting into our creative space, I don't care what it is you got to do. If you got to do something, play with some kids' toys or what have you, go do it. Don't tell the kids though, but go do it. Because it's going to put you in that space where you get to thinking again and God start bringing those ideas and those dreams and those visions that He once gave you before and you forgot about. He going to start bringing it back to the forefront of your memory. He going to be like, remember when you used to dream about this? Remember when you used to have the thoughts of wanting to be this? You had ideas and goals that you wanted to be. And I don't know about y'all, but sometimes kids can want to be something that could be very crazy, and adults are trying to push them into something that society says. And that's another thing too. In order to have abundance on the right level, you have to step away from societal norms. You have to stay away from those latest trends, attaching yourself. You can be okay. It's okay to see it, but you have to detach yourself from anything that's going to want you to be focused on having material possessions more so than your spiritual possessions, which is way more stronger than the physical because you got some arsenal in that spiritual tank yours, okay? All up in here inside that you can't see, it's some arsenal up in there. It's some weaponry that you can use that can get you what you need and get you where you want to be. But you have to step into that realm in order to, and not just step into that realm and step back out. Start trying to move over there. Go live over there and stay in that spiritual realm in your mind. Even though you are operating and moving around on a physical level, stay on the spiritual side to keep you in that creative space, to keep that dream in the forefront of your mind, to really be able to do what it is that you have to do, that God told you, showed you in a dream, that God showed you in a vision. I know you want it. I know you want more. When I think about the staging and the real estate and all that stuff, so it's like you know, okay, you can stage houses. It's levels to it, right? I can get a dream to want to stage. What do they call it? The $1 million lifestyle or $1 million celebrity homes and stuff, and you see it on TV and how it's staged so perfectly and all of that. You can get to that point and be able to do a business or what have you on that level, but sometimes you might have to start with the shack in the hood, and it's okay because God is going to carry you the entire way. He's going to give you step-by-step instruction to climb each stair to get you to that level where you're seen and recognized for who he intended you to be. Ooh, glory to God. And he gonna get all the glory out of it in the process. See, the things that we want on the material level is because we don't want to get God the glory. We want to give it to ourselves. We want to give our old self the acclimates and I did this. I'm self-made. No, baby, that was God made. I just chose to listen to the voice of God. Distractions is a killer of creativity. It has become the okay, I guess that wasn't finished. Okay, so yeah, it is. Exactly. So no more distractions. No more trying to be consumed, consumed by the weight of the world. God has separated us. He set us apart. And instead of us sitting up here being consumed and weighed down, man, you'll bury yourself trying to consume yourself with the weight of the world. No. Let everything work out. That's God's business. Whatever is going on in your life, if he brought you to it, he'll bring you through it. All you have to do is keep doing his work. Keep doing what he's telling you to do. Keep walking around with that smile on your face because you know who he is, right? In your life. You can go back on everything that he has done and you can praise him for that and you can share it with the world, right? You can share it with your community. Okay, so it's like this. Just say if you know a lot of us be afraid to start businesses, but baby, we in a whole nother time than we was 20 years ago. Okay, opportunities is so much more available to you. And if you don't pay attention to what's going on, the signs of the times, see, I'm gonna tell you something. People sit up there and talk about on the news. They'll talk about AI, AI is taking over, it's taking over. And then people get nervous and they talk about it, but they don't make decisions on it. And one thing that AI is going to do is going to replace a lot of jobs. It can probably, I'm guaranteed for sure that it can take one AI tool can take 2 positions away easily. Heck, I look, being able to go online and order your stuff without having to leave your house has shut so many stores down. Do y'all not see the signs of the times? God is warning us now to take action. He keep putting the dream on the inside of you, getting you excited and sparked up. But then we go back to the weight of the world and we choose to bury the dream that God has for us, right? And then we focus on the consuming the world's problems. That's what the world has to deal with. Because when it all fall down, if you operate in the world, God gonna build you back up even stronger. He's gonna put you together to where no man can break you, to where nothing can break you. No situation, no experience that you have will be able to break you the way that you are breaking yourself by even allowing the stress to come into your life. Get back to the basics. Less is more. All of that extra stuff is not needed. The clothes that we buy, for what? Clothes and trends of clothes, it's like it goes in and out of style every season. I remember, well, I don't remember because I'm too young to remember, but heck, fashions and fads, they would last for years. They would last for decades. I think the 70s bell bottoms, they probably lasted for what, see? The 70s era, it lasted that whole 70s era. Now, because people are consuming, you know, here's the thing about consuming, okay? I'm gonna just be totally honest with y'all. Being a consumer is not you buying the physical product. You have been convinced to buy your own feeling because you didn't go create it for yourself. So you bought a feeling because when you got home and you thought about it, you probably like, I don't even want that anyway. You probably didn't ever wear it. It took you 6 months to wear the outfit or what have you. You didn't buy the outfit. You bought the feeling that having that outfit gave you. So anytime you see a commercial that's enticing you, think about, how is this going to help me? Is this serving me on any type of level for my good, right? And if it's not, do away with it. Stop consuming it. It's no longer necessary. The reset that we experienced back in 2020, that reset, that whole reset, when they said, world stop, carry on. Pretty on fleek. Oh, pretty on fleek, right? Remember the world stop? The world stopped because God knew, even though we didn't understand, we needed to reset because the things that we had been allowing to stress us out, we were overburdening ourselves. It was just everyday, mundane, same thing every day, day in, day out. You just repeating the same boring lifestyle. Okay? The same boring lifestyle. Get up in the morning, figure out what you're gonna wear, get to work, or flow through traffic and cuss people out, get on back home, figure out what's for dinner, time to go to bed and do it again tomorrow. Are you tired of living that? This is what your ancestors fought to get away from. This is what they fought to get away from. I'm talking about the ones in the 1900s when they had their own land and the women stayed home and the men went out and worked. I'm talking about before all of this whole trickery with this women rights stuff and all that. I don't, whatever. But anyway, they fought to have the freedom from being stressed out, from having to be away from family, and we stepping right back into it, and we're not paying attention. But God is slowly pulling us out. He like, listen, look over here. I don't think y'all want the world to stop again. It'd be nice, but y'all better start taking heed to the signs of the time, okay? He saves us even when we don't realize that we got to save ourselves. We so burnt out. We were so burnt out in 2019. Baby, everybody need to just breathe, okay? Everybody. The whole world. Not this country, one country, the whole world. You said it has become the major norm. So many people have lost their dreams and lives over the distractions. Yes. So we gotta get back to that, y'all. Get back to a simple life where we're only focusing on the good. We're not focusing on the bad. Forget all of that fake it till you make it. That's not faking it. That's calling things that be not as though they were. That's called faith. Is it called faith or fake? Which one is it? Like, don't let nobody deceive y'all, okay? That's faith, not fake. So call those things that be not as though they were and bring it into your life, into fruition. Because you continually being consumed by the material things of the world, it's going to hurt you even harder, way harder than you actually taking the steps to change, okay? Now, it's 3 things in life that is real hard, all right? And only one of them is beneficial. And that's steal, Peter, and change. You choose your beneficial. Never mind, forget it. Never mind. Anyway, Yeah. So we don't want nothing hard in our life. Because that lifestyle that you keep going after, if you're going after the material aspect, is set up for destruction at the end of the path. It's set up for us to be breaking our bodies down. And think about when you break your body down, what your job gonna do? If you have to go on a FMLA, or if you die, okay? What's gonna happen? They gonna the very next day they gonna put another ad in the online on one of them job search sites, and they gonna be asking to fill your position, and they gonna be mad that you left before you could train the next person. They ain't gonna respect you. And the thing about it is this. This is what when I was in a workforce, when I was in human resources, right, I was sitting up there thinking about all of the meetings. Every time we had team meetings, they would be like, make sure you bring your ideas and changes that you think should be taking place within the company to the meetings, right? And I ain't never say nothing because I'm like, this ain't my company. They don't hardly listen to you anyway. Let me just keep my mouth shut, okay? Because your words, well, I didn't feel it was valued at the time. But however, um, the very job that you do for the other people, somebody else, your boss, the person who owns that company, they had a dream just like you did. And they created a simple, plain, straight to the point vision to get them to open them doors to give you the opportunity to be able to maintain a job. But the very job function that you're doing on the lower level, see, they on the CEO level, so they ain't really thinking. They on vacation, getting tans, having fun, my ties in the sun, all that. You know what I'm saying? They out having fun, okay? You at work spending your energy, you're exchanging your energy for money. You're giving your 8 hours a day to them when God has given you the same dream, if not one bigger. He's put it on the inside of you too. But the fear of you thinking that you don't have what it takes to get to where you want, to where God sees you fit when you running a company that you're working for? What? Baby, y'all better go pull up some of them AI tools that they got out there today. It can put something together for you like in a snap of a finger. It quicker than the flash of lights, okay? There should be no fear of, I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to go about it. Heck, you ain't even got to take a class no more. All you got to go do is go type in some stuff in the little search engine a little bit, and it's going to give you the whole rundown, A to Z, of what you need to do to get there to that point. The next step is for you to be able to take the action, get off your butt, okay? Your SSA, what they say, the SSA, get off your SSA and get up and take the action because it's available to you. The technology is made so easy and simplified. We're overcomplicated by staying in our heads and being in fear and not really focusing on God, that the dream that God has put on the inside of us. And when I think about that, I be thinking about God. Does that mean if I walk in fear, and because a lot of the times the fear be of what people will think of you or how you'll be perceived. Those fears be just those little, what the heck, or it's not perfect. That means you still want somebody else's opinion on it, right? And so you want it to be perfect before you display it to the world. When God just calling for it to be simple. And see, when we start focusing on those things of what other people are going to think, that's putting other people as idols before God or over God. And God said you can't have two masters because you're going to serve one and hate the other. So when God gives you something, an idea, a dream, a vision, and you don't act on it and you don't trust it, you don't believe it, or you need outside validation on how do this sound? Do this sound like a good idea? When we do that, that is really setting us up for failure to say that God's word wasn't enough for us. God's word, what he told me on the inside of me wasn't enough. I need somebody outside of me to confirm it. But God would definitely bring you the confirmations. He sure will. He will put it all in your face, show you somebody, just rub it all up in there, okay? But it's up to you to start trusting God. No matter what, he would never leave you or forsake you. He wants you to have the things that you desire in life. The dream that he put in on the inside of you, it was probably a whole big idea of a lifestyle that you want to live. Now it's up to you to take your skills and your talents and manifest it into the reality so that you can have that dream that God has given you. Maybe you want to start something to help out your local community with as a business with the community, just like the holidays. All the holidays come around. Guess what? It's so beneficial to business owners. You know why? Because Uncle Sam trusts business owners more than Uncle Sam trusts employees. He don't trust them. He don't trust employees because if he did, he wouldn't take them taxes out they check before they get it. They don't even get to see the taxes being taken out or get a chance to say, here you go, Uncle Sam. He like, no, I don't trust you. But when you have a business, what he does is he say, you tell me how much you could pay me back at the end of the year. So the contributions that you choose to engage in as far as charitable giving of any financial kind, you can actually benefit not only with your taxes, but also with people getting to know who you are within your local community so that you can grow. The plan is so simple. But if we can get out of that stressful thinking and get into that creative space, the ideas will begin to flow. It'll begin to flow like water, baby. Oh my goodness. So I want y'all to take that time today. And I want you to think about what it is that you can do to activate your creativity, to get you in a place of where you are visioning again, you are dreaming again, you are taking action on those baby steps. By 2038, one person will be a billionaire just off of AI. A one-person business. That's what they said. Okay? And I believe it because the way that we going right now and the way that things are shutting down, the signs of the time is just very telling. But when we're getting distracted and we're looking at the news and breaking news, it's not talking about your finances. It's not telling you about what's really going on before your eyes. God be showing us. We just not paying attention because we're listening to what the world has to say. Forget what the world has to say. What did God say about you? So I think even in challenging you too, instead of trying to do affirmations, or if you want to keep your affirmations however you want, do it. But also, I want you to think about, go write down and speak them loud every single day. At least 5 declarations of God. What did God say about you? Who did God call you to be? Right? He said you are the apple of his eye. He said that you are his favorite. You are favored. What did God say about you? He put you on a pedestal higher than you got your cell phone. So I think you need to go realize what God is saying about you and block everything else out because it don't even matter. It don't. So get to that place where now you're listening and you're believing what God has said about you, because all of his prayers, all of the answers to your prayers is yes and amen. And when I look at the kids, kids don't have to pray. All they have to do is take action and the stuff go to them. It just come right to them because they took action on their part to get what they want. They get more of what they want because they just take action. Failure ain't an option when you taking action. You're going to get to the plain and simple parts of it, and you're going to find ways to tweak it and make it better and enhance it for the next time. It's so many different ways that you can be creative within a business or within yourself. Once that creative juice start flowing, you're going to find more things that you are creative with. The skills that you have, you know how to do the skills that you have so good. You probably been doing it for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, however long. The things that you may do for work, a specific job function that you may have, and you don't think about it because it comes so natural to you. Well, baby, that might be the very thing that carry you to your own. Think about this. Even in a company, right? If you work behind a desk, okay? If you work behind a desk and you're doing secretarial work, do you know that you could start a business becoming a virtual assistant and having that stuff outsourced? So if a company decides, I'm going to save money by outsourcing this job function, this secretarial job function, to a company or a individual that's an independent contractor. What happens is that company is thinking about the benefits of the company, the money that that company will save just by outsourcing versus having an employee that they're paying for 8 hours. They paying into the healthcare benefit. They paying into all of these taxes and workman comps. They paying for the office space. They paying for the heat, gas, light, phone bill within the office space. They paying for people to come clean the building. Do you know how much money they're going to save by choosing to go with a person that they can outsource that work to, that has to house the people to be able to fill that for them? You save more money, and I only need you by the job. I don't need to pay you by the hour. Businesses are about to get more strict on the things that they do. Listen, they're trying to make sure that it's making sense for them. The math has to math for them. And if that means that you have to lose out, then so be it. But you have to create that plan now before the time runs out so that you can set yourself up for success. Either way, let's grow.